and just want to recognize a few people. Without Haley Hamilton, who's our clinical director at Behavioral Health, stand up for her. She's the one who put Victor and I together and said, you guys need to start a group, go do it. So we did. So in the beginning, we're trying to reach the 16 to 25-year-old young male population, which is no easy task. So we took a look around and just kind of tried to figure out what was most effective with that age group. And what we found was the gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, Latin Kings, and all that. And so we decided to kind of base it off of that, without the criminal enterprise. And so basically what we came up with, which we didn't even know until we went to the mailbox training by Dennis Morrow, was that there are 5 different specific things for gender-specific treatment for young men. And that's elders, rituals, competition, a sacred text, and a tribe. And once, we heard that, we were like, wow, we're already doing this stuff. That's pretty good. We did it without even knowing. And so Victor and I sat, we met probably 10 times, and then we just said, all right, we just got to get it going. So we got pizza, we got T-shirts, and then we had 2 at the first meeting, 4 at the next meeting. And in the last year, we've had 58 young men come through the door. And everybody wants to know, the big buzzword these days is practice-based or evidence-based practice. What's the evidence-based practice? We don't really have one yet, so we call it practice-based evidence because it keeps showing up. But what we noticed is that there wasn't many young men with positive male role models in their life. And I do case management for the Youth in Transition grant. And I'd say at one point, 100% of my caseload did not have a positive male role model. So we decided that we're going to have 4 facilitators, which we have Casey English right here, Matt Bouchard, and myself and Victor. Then we have the group members, and then we have supporters that are guys from the community. And we kind of walked that path before these younger guys walked it, so we can tell them how to kind of navigate through it. So I got just some statistics here. So out of the 58 that we served, 53 out of the 58 have not had further interaction with the law resulting in a new charge or been returned to jail. 3 graduated high school, 6 returned to high school, and 2 enrolled in college. Out of the 58, 1 had to make a visit to the emergency room for medical or mental health reasons, which led to inpatient treatment. 37 have gained employment in the last 9 months. 5 have returned to jail. 1 was incarcerated for a crime prior to coming to Gyst and was released 5 days early for good behavior. 1 joined the military. 1 is deceased. 1 is on house arrest. 3 are underage for work. 2 have graduated from inpatient facilities. And 2, their current whereabouts are unknown right now. But all 58 have primary care physicians and insurance. 1 completed parole, 2 completed probation, 9 were able to regain their driver's license, 5 obtained their license or permit, 5 are high school athletes and returned to their teams, 11 have at least 3 months of sobriety, and yesterday 1 just reached a month. 3, we've been able to help them find housing and be able to live on their own. 5 of them have markedly improved grades and attendance in school. 20 have reformulated relationships with their families. And 33 have vastly improved life and interpersonal skills. As a group, we participated in 2 community events, the Seeds of Change, which was a collaboration between CCV and the Gyst program. which raised community awareness for homeless and raised over $1,600 for community action. The second was a cancer walk, where Gyst had 11 participants and contributed to raising over $1 million in funding for cancer research. We also have pretty good, actually very good relationship with our state's attorney, public defender, probation and parole, police, and the schools in Lamoille Valley. We go to court every Wednesday. We've been able to get on the arraignment sheet the ages of the people, and so we kind of call it a recruiting trip, where we go there and let them know what's available and what we can offer them. Nobody's mandated. If I know a lot of probation officers want to mandate them, but we say just mandate them to come to one then, and then it's up to them, because we don't want them there if they don't want to be there, you know. I think that's about it for me. Oh, and then we're having our 1-year anniversary. So November 13th was when we started. November 13th was when we started. And so next Wednesday will be 1 year that we started it. So we're calling it the Gystival. We're having it on November 17th. But November 17th also coincides with the guy who was there at our first meeting and has been coming all along. And so November 17th is also going to be 1 year of sobriety for him. So I think that will bring up, we brought a couple of guys to come and talk. So I think Eric, come up, he's a member.
There are flyers.
Yep, yeah, big poster, looks like Haight Ashbury back in the 60s.
Alright, this is the first time I've ever spoke like this. Let me just start this off. My name is Eric, and I'm an alcoholic and an addict.
Hi, Eric.
Today is 290 days. Before I got into Gyst, I tried everything to get clean. I was on Suboxone, methadone. I bought it off the street. I was in programs. None of it worked. None of it helped. I ended up at Valley Vista, which, thank you, Craig, your lectures represent. From there, I got out, and I started to go to AA, but my therapist said, that's not enough. I know you. I said, okay. She said, you got to go to this young men's group. I said, young men, I'm 27. And so I started going. First week, it was for the pizza. Second week, it was for the pizza. Third week, it was because I saw something in the facilitators that just captivated me. It was amazing the way people came together and sat down. You had young men in the group, you had older men in the group, and the experience in the group was just out of control. I was probably in the group for about a month. I got a t-shirt, but while I was in the group for that month, one of the guys was, he had enough, he didn't want it anymore. So he handed his t-shirt in. So now I thought in my head, without asking, you know, if I'm not going to go to the group, if I'm going to relapse, I got to get my shirt back. And by this time, Terry and I had created this weird relationship to where we just rag on each other nonstop. So I thought if I relapsed, I had to get my t-shirt back. No way I was going to give me the satisfaction to get my t-shirt back. So one day after fighting with my parents for about 2 hours, I had enough. Called my dealer. Said, I'm on my way. Get my shit ready. I want everything you have. I turn around to pick up a shirt, and there's the fucking Gyst. There's the Gyst shirt on top of my laundry basket. And yet again, my mind goes to this man's never going to get my t-shirt back. So I blew him off. I stayed home. And I was on my way that day. The thing that stopped me was looking down at my laundry basket and seeing that Gyst t-shirt right on top. Just like somebody else had put it there, you know, higher power, God, whatever you want to call it. There it was. So I didn't go get high. He continued me up. staying sober, and from there it just went. I've done everything I can to volunteer at the recovery center, get involved in Gyst as much as I could. But that one guy, they said that's on house arrest, that's me. Yeah, thank you. I'm here today, and I still have pending charges. You know, I have 290 days clean. That's with the understanding that next 2 weeks, the 25th, I'm going to court and I'm facing a year and a half in jail. And that's where it sits. Whether I go to jail or I don't go to jail. The only reason I've stayed sober this long is because of Gyst in the recovery center. If I didn't have those, I would still be getting high right now. So I've gone through so many different things in my life. This August would have been 1 year since I haven't seen my son. I have a 2-year-old son. And because of my pending stuff before, you know, going to Valley Vista and everything else, I can fully understand that. Facing everything that I've faced, seeing everybody that I've seen in Gyst, and the recovery center, that's what keeps me clean and sober on a daily basis. There's not a day that goes by that I don't go to the recovery center. There's not a day that I don't go, day that goes by that I don't talk to one of these 4 facilitators of this group. And things happen, like, one day I got up, I went to the recovery center, I was having a horrible day, which day of my life it felt. Nothing was going right. I got to the recovery center, I'm outside, smoking a cigarette with Victor, told him about my whole day, he looked at me and said, just remember, this too shall pass. I said, okay. Great, that helps. 3 days later, I wake up, I look at the sun, there's a baby face in the sun. You know, some squirrels tie my sneaker for me. Everything was going perfect. I went to the recovery center, you know, floating. I was so happy. Tell Victor everything going on. He looked at me, just remember, this too shall pass. These men at Gyst have taught me that no matter what I'm going through, it will pass. The emotions that I feel, that I don't like to feel, the uncomfortableness I feel right now, 2 hours from now, I won't even remember. And everything comes and goes. That's how life is. But it would be going a hell of a lot harder without these people in my life. That's for sure. So I think I got everything on my little paper here to talk about. Yeah, so just give these guys a hand one more time.
Well, I came here really to support, you know, this program, this great group program, and you know, like I went to court. I'm facing DB3, and I went there and show up there, and Terry's right there. Never even met him before. Asked me to come to the group, so I've been in and out of the group since then. I've been clean for 87 days. I haven't smoked a cigarette either. And a lot of me being clean is definitely because of these guys, and also my son and my girlfriend right there. And I guess that's really all I had to say.
Hello, how you doing this afternoon? My name is Victor Twiggs. I'm one of the co-founders of Gyst. I also am a trained recovery coach. I was fortunate to go to Coach Academy, and I do a lot of volunteering in Lamoille County. This recovery thing for me is a real thing. To me, it's about life and death. don't want to get too morbid, but as we heard other speakers, you know, this addiction thing is destroying a lot of families. It's just it's a horrible disease, you know, that's cunning, baffling, and powerful. Some people probably can identify with those words. Yeah, and when, as Terry mentioned, Haley, someone I've known since I've been in the county, I used to talk to her about a vision, you know, and things that I wanted to do. You know, I come from a city where drugs run rampant. Anybody knows where Jersey City is at? You know, and I kind of wanted to get away from that. So when I came to Vermont, I came here thinking it was going to be like, you know, peaches and cream. And as I started to realize, as I started to get to meet people, I realized they have the same problems we have in the big cities, you know. And I felt like it had to be something that we can do, you know. I mean, I went to many meetings, and I heard different statistics about, you know, this and that. I'm saying it's got to be something that we can do to try to help the youth. That's my motto, get them young, because I wish that someone had gotten me at a very young age. You know, my role models were like drug dealers, you know, basketball stars, football stars. But I just want to get back to how important it is for me to feel like there's something that we can do as adults to try to let these young people know in our communities that we are really there for them. You know, I mean, really there for them, in the trenches, which I believe everyone that's sitting here feels the same way about getting down and getting dirty with these young people and trying to understand what they're feeling. As Terry said, with these young men, you know, I was fortunate. I grew up with a father and a mother in a home. I still strayed, you know. But some of these young men that we're working with today, as we work with them, we realizing that a lot of their traumas happened when they were younger, you know. And as myself, we stuff that stuff instead of being able to come out and talk to somebody about what's really going on, not the superficial stuff. And I think that's what's making Gyst successful from what I see, is that we have supporters, like Terry said, people who have been through the pain. And we try to get these guys to know that it's safe to open up and let us know what's really going on in their lives, you know. And it's been a big impact. These guys are starting to really feel like somebody really cares, somebody really listening. You know, I went to some trainings where listening skills are needed, and, you know, and it paid off, you know, to be able to actually sit down and listen to what these young men has to say. And today, I really believe that Gyst is really doing some really good things for Lamoille County, and I'm hoping for the whole state of Vermont. You know, we bribe them with pizza, we bribe them with clothing, you know, but for me, to see that twinkle come in their eyes again, you know, when they come through the doors and their parents are done with them, the judicial system has basically wiped their hands with them, and Terry, the recruiter, I tell them, go out and get them, Terry, bring them, you know, just bring them in. And when they get there, people like Matt and Casey, we pay attention. We pay attention to what's really going on with them, and we really try to give them some hope. You know, they're young and they feel like their lives are done and over with. So we give them some goals. We give them some direction. We let them know that you can go back to school. You can get through this probation. You can get through parole. You can become a productive member of the society again. We try to get them to realize that they can be leaders in their community and be powers of example to their siblings. Become children to their, you know, sons and daughters. You know, we deal with Just Pink as well. I must say we have a female version of this as well. Woo! You know, and I think my thing is that I believe that together there's nothing that we can't do if we set our mind to it. You know, and I'm really honored to be a part of Gyst, the North Central Vermont Recovery Center, our collaboration with Behavioral Wellness, and a lot of the other organizations. The Friends of Recovery, Rita, I mean, she invites us to these things and we be like, oh God, what are we gonna do? You know? But slowly, the word is getting out that we need to try to catch them while they're young. What Bess is doing with this movie is amazing, you know, and I feel like there's hope. for a lot of addiction, the disease of addiction that's going on, and not only the disease of addiction, the mental health, because it seems like they go hand in hand, you know. But a day at a time, I really believe that if we all continue to do the work that we do, we might be able to save one or two, you know. And hopefully we get these younger guys to come up here, and I know they're petrified and scared, but I want them to feel this and let them know what it feels like to give back, to pay it forward, you know, and try to be that powerful example. And to all the state representatives and the governor for, you know, who's Peter, you know, we appreciate all the help we can get because it's definitely needed. All the grant money that comes is being used very wisely, you know, and I believe that if we continue doing what we're doing, that this is going to be a great endeavor for the state of Vermont. And like I said, I think we're leading the way for a lot of other states. I mean, it's people that's in North Carolina that know about Gyst, Jersey City, where I'm from, know about Gyst, New York, Rhode Island, all over know about this youth group that we're trying to put together. Not only that, the recovery efforts that we're doing in the state of Vermont right now. You know, it's really starting to get out there a lot, and I'm just going to keep doing the work that I do. You know, to me, it's about love and service. You know, when I do love and service, it makes me feel good about who I am as a man, and we're trying to teach these young men to feel that same feeling, and I think they're going to get there. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'd be open to some questions from the audience. Do folks have questions for our friends from Gyst and their great work? Oh, yes.
Yes. Listen, Gary and Victor and your other helpers, do you have like a format? Do you have something that you use to get this started? This is awesome. And it needs to be happening at every recovery center as far as I'm concerned.
I think, I think what's worked best for us is, you know, just trying to be really real about the whole thing. And so, I mean, what we do is, you know, like so many other, you know, recovery-oriented groups, is that we do a check-in in the beginning. And, you know, I'd say, you know, at least half of the time, we end up finding what we're going to talk about during that check-in. And then, you know, four of us will kind of come together before the meeting and try to put something in our back pockets for those times when it doesn't. But, you know, for the most part, I think it's all just about being, you know, brutally honest and real with each other. And you know, that's about as close as it gets for us as far as.
You also have times that you teach life skills to young men?
Oh, absolutely. I think. I think, you know, we do, a lot of that I think comes in, certainly in the discussions in the group and in conversations and whatever comes up, but, you know, a lot of that comes in the collaboration with a lot of our other community partners. You know, we try to be really, really active every day, all day, connecting these guys to, you know, the things that, you know, that are going to do that. You know, it's not about ego, so it's, you know, it's really important. There are certainly other community providers who are much better at things like life skills than we are and have those kinds of things. So that's much more about the collaboration effort, I think, but certainly everything is mixed in to some degree.
You get a lot of that in the parking lot. That's what the AA, the best meetings happen before the meeting, in the parking lot, and after the meeting. So if there's something bothering me, I got no problem grabbing it before you else.
Have you thought about bringing this into corrections, into the facilities?
Yeah, we've talked about it, and we're just trying to figure out the best way to do that. But we are having probation and parole It was the mailbox. It was down in Killington, I think, right?
Pre-training for the working with youth council.
Right, pre-training for the working with youth councils. Thank you, Matt. Yes?
You gonna franchise out so we can get this group down in Raleigh where it's desperately needed?
We are trying to figure that stuff out too. You know, we take it very seriously. We take the gear, the hat, the shirt, the sweatshirt, all that. That's stuff that you have to earn. So I know a lot of people come up to us and ask how much for this, how much for that, but there's no price on it. You earn it, you know. And when you wear it, you're representing something bigger than yourself, you know.
I'm not talking your merchandise, I'm talking your theory. Because we need these groups in Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, we're open to anything. We have our information out on the table out there, so we're open to going anywhere.
So if we offer you pizza, you'll come to our town? The place in town is really, really good, and Windsor can really use some visitation for you guys. So,
We like the sausage pie. Those are pie.
I just want to say that you guys do an awesome job. Way back when is when the men used to teach, the men used to teach the boys, raising them up. And we've lost that. And a lot of, especially in Berry City, terrible. It's, and getting a youth center started out there was just like walking into a wall, because all they could say was, oh, it starts at home. Well, they don't have a home. Their home is just, chaotic as their life is. So I raise a glass to you guys, of water. And head to Berry City, really, I'm telling you. It's like Rutland's, it's Berry, everywhere. Berry, yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all your really good work. Are Gyst members encouraged to attend AA and NA as well?
Yeah, they're encouraged to. It's not necessitated. They're not mandated to, but it's whatever their level of comfort is. We have a few guys we have one guy that hit 95 days yesterday and said Gyst and therapy is what's sustaining him through this. He's not comfortable in the AA setting, so we leave it up to them. But yeah, we definitely encourage them to attend everything.
Hey, in order to be a member of Gyst, do you have to be in recovery from drugs and alcohol?
No. So we have guys with, guys that are having a hard time accepting life on life's terms. So whether it's anger or behavioral problems in school, guys getting into fights, relationships. I can't tell you how many meetings we've talked about relationships. And we could probably go on 100 more talking about it. But no, so it's everything that they're dealing with. It's mental health, substance abuse, and criminal justice intersect. All three or one of the three.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause.